This series is based on my book, Anthony King's Guide to Michael Jackson's Dangerous Tour. You can also find Anthony King's Guide to Michael Jackson's History Tour, as well as Michael Jackson and Classical Music. They're all available on paperback as well as Amazon Kindle. You can find out more on my website, anthony-king.com. Did Michael Jackson sing live on the Dangerous Tour? The short answer is yes, but it looks as if very few people know 100% in the crew and the band whether Michael Jackson lip-synced or mimed. It sounds as if most rehearsals were live and then a decision was made before the concert whether it would be live or not. This would probably be pretty guarded. All involved would be required to sign a non-disclosure agreement for obvious reasons. Pre-recorded vocals would be triggered by either the musical director, a member of the stage band, or even a sound engineer off stage. We note that Michael would sometimes look stage left and indicate that he wanted his microphone level to be raised. And we do see computers and equipment on the stage, including very close to the musical director. In fact, we note an individual who appears to be controlling the click track and microphone levels called Mark. We note an issue during rehearsal where the click track fails and the musical director asked, "What happened, Mark? I need to know what happened, Mark. Just talk to me. Come over here. It's okay, but just tell me what happened." Now, it's clear to me that presumably Mark is the individual who is on the stage right, very close to the keyboards, who might be in charge of triggering certain pre-recorded elements, including pre-recorded lead vocals. We also notice that when Michael chooses not to sing The Way You Make Me Feel in his Culver City rehearsals, he runs to the same sound engineer and whispers in his ear what would seem to be an instruction to cut the vocal track and to switch his microphone on. With that said, I believe that Michael should have lip-synced more. I believe that Michael should have lip-synced more of the show than he did, and even the whole third leg of the tour. It's physically exhausting to perform at his level with the pressures he was under at the time, and more than fulfilled his live obligations. There are exceptions and variations in Michael's performances, and I will look at those in detail when we analyse each individual show. But generally speaking, here are some of the most prominent questions answered. Did Michael Jackson sing live on the Dangerous Tour? Michael Jackson did indeed sing many songs live on the tour, and he certainly did sound pretty good. Did Michael Jackson lip sync? For some songs on the tour, yes, he did. Did Michael sing Jam live on the Dangerous Tour? Michael Jackson's live performance of Jam is definitely a favourite of the fans. During the rehearsals, we hear Michael sing live, but during the actual shows, Michael lip synced Jam. The live sound was created by having the backing singers sections live, as well as turning on Michael's microphone at the beginning of the song, whilst he lets out his whoos, and then turning the microphone on at later times in the song, just before the side moonwalk section towards the end. A very good example of this is the concert in Wembley Stadium. We have no real exceptions. Michael mimed every show, sometimes with his microphone on for ad-libs, like Munich in the opening show of the tour. This caused big problems on occasion in the Dangerous Tour, especially in Werther, where the lead vocal backing track went totally out of sync because Ricky Lawson, the drummer, came in 2 counts too early. Did Michael sing Wanna Be Starting Something live on the Dangerous Tour? Michael Jackson sang this song live on the tour. He never mimed or lip-synced this song in his career. Michael often changed the words around and missed words out. In later shows in the tour, like in South America and Taiwan, Michael's voice was really strained, and he also made quite a lot of mistakes, probably due to the overwhelming stress of the allegations made against him, which forced him to shut the tour down eventually. This song was very eventful, because it is a high-tempo song and the first song on the concert that Michael sang live, which meant that the crowd were really energetic too. Did Michael Jackson sing Human Nature live on the Dangerous Tour? It is pretty obvious. Michael sang this song completely live on every show. He was often very out of breath, especially in the Bucharest concert. I think that the band did an amazing job and created a magical ending. Did Michael sing Smooth Criminal live on the Dangerous Tour? Michael did not sing this song live on the tour and lip-synced every night. We do have an exception on the opening night in Munich, where Michael sang some lines live, but this was not prolonged. In the Bucharest concert on the tour, we have an amazing thing done which really adds to the live impression of the vocals. A. The vocals are affected. They are tweaked to add reverberations and other effects to give a different sound from the original and the impression of the microphone being on. And this is very well done, and it's hardly done on the History Tour. B. The level of the pre-recorded vocal track is altered manually, giving the impression of him singing live. For example, the first line in Smooth Criminal is lower in volume than the second line, which is lower than the third, by which time we have the full volume and it's not in a too obvious way. Sometimes if you go straight into pre-recorded vocals full volume, it sounds too obviously mimed, like on Top of the Pops. C. The last line is completely live. What also adds to the effect is that Michael's real live vocals sound very similar to the actual vocals on this tour, so the difference is not obvious. Did Michael sing I Just Can't Stop Loving You live on the Dangerous Tour? Michael Jackson sang this song completely live on the tour. Did Michael sing She's Out of My Life live on the Dangerous Tour? Michael sang this song completely live as he did in every tour and concert. It's interesting to compare this to You Are Not Alone on the History Tour, because both songs had a female fan come on stage and hug Michael. On the History Tour, even though the microphone was supposedly on, we could hear no trace of the screaming fan on stage, yet during the Dangerous Tour shows, we clearly hear the fan going crazy. That's because it was completely live. Interestingly though, in the Bucharest concert, the fan shown was from another concert, and they also edited the sound and mixed footage from two concerts. If you listen carefully, you will hear a repeated chord, and you will see that in one shot Michael's hair is up, and in the next moment his hair is down. You will hear more about that later in the book. Interestingly, Michael sang this song quite recently in 1999, but only in rehearsal for his Korean Michael Jackson and Friends concert. He was to sing it with Mariah Carey, but rehearsed it with a backing singer. Did Michael sing the Jackson 5 medley live on the Dangerous Tour? As always, Michael Jackson sang the medley completely live and sang it very well. This included I Want You Back, The Love You Save, and I'll Be There.